So this morning we'll just start lying on our backs. And let this be maybe a conscious moment for you. Notice your skin on the ground. Notice your body melting into the floor. Let's have our eyes open just so we stay a little more awake and we stay active. So we're going to get moving right away. But before we do, a few conscious breaths. And even though we're home and we're separate, before I came to lay down, there were maybe 15 people on the thread. I don't know how many of you are staying, but know that we're here together. Right? So that while we're at home, while we're separate from one another, we're so together. We're still so connected. So just feel the love of your friends that are in class today. Take a deep breath for all of us. Okay. And then activate your left leg. Press your left heel into the floor. Lift your right leg to the sky. Grab your big toe. If you can't reach your big toe, grab behind your thigh, grab your heel, or maybe you have a strap, or I don't own a yoga strap. If I need them, I just use a scarf. Grab a scarf or a belt, put it around your foot. Okay, so in this pose, let your lower back have its lumbar curve. Don't pull so hard that your low back is flattened on the floor. Press your heel to the sky here while you draw your toes towards your face. Feel your right inner thigh turn up towards your belly button, left inner thigh to the floor. Breathe 2 more. Grab the outer edge of your right foot, pull your knee down alongside your rib, half happy baby. Okay, push your inner left heel towards the front of your mat here. Good. Breathe your knee towards the earth. Your thigh is coming outside of the rib cage and you're pulling down your foot as if it were standing on the ceiling. Okay, bend your right knee. Bring your knee across your body. Just here for a moment to twist. 3 deep breaths. Listen to the sound of your breath. Good. Right leg to the sky. Engage your belly. Lift your left foot off the floor. Lift your nose towards your right knee. Okay, everything up off the ground, hands floating. And then lower your right foot for 1. Half boat up for 1. Okay, lower 2, 2, 3, 3, good, 4, up, 5, up. Okay, take your left leg to the sky, right foot to the floor, grab your left toe. If you're using a strap, wrap something around your foot. Press your inner right thigh to the earth, inner left thigh turning up towards your belly button, hamstring stretch, breathe. Yeah, again, let yourself feel the support of everyone taking this class together all over the world. Maybe you can even imagine you hear a room full of breath. One more breath here. Draw that leg towards you. Lower back can be off the floor, so you have that little curve in your lumbar spine. Okay, bend your left knee. Knee comes outside of the rib cage for happy baby pose. Try to keep your inner right thigh rooting to the floor while you draw your left knee towards the earth. Breathe. Listen to your breath. Okay, bend your left knee, bring it across your body. 3 breaths in your twist. Make them full, active, vigorous breaths. Okay, draw your knees into your chest. Oh, I'm sorry, extend your right leg, left leg to the sky. Engage your belly, lift your head and chest up, nose towards your left knee. Okay, 5 times we're gonna lower, okay, like a low boat pose, and then back up. 1, lower, up for 2, 3, good, 4, 5. Now pull your knees into your chest. Press your fingertips into the floor. See if you can roll up towards a plow pose. Okay, let your chin tuck. Breathe your back body for a moment. Okay, we're going to cross our ankles, roll forward, press your palms, and jump back, step back, downward facing dog. Okay, so let's just take a static downward facing dog. So instead of pedaling out your feet for now, just reach your heels to the floor. Let your sit bones rise. Press the thigh bones into the hamstrings. Okay, we're gonna walk our hands back to the heels. Okay, so Uttanasana, back of your yoga mat, recognizing first big hamstring stretches of the day. Right, first big standing pose. So just let yourself take what you get here. Please allow your knees to bend if the hamstrings feel tight. Drive your heels into the floor and lift your sitting bones. Take 1 more breath. Okay, look forward. Bring your feet in. So inner edges of the feet come together, and then bend your knees. Bring your knees all the way to the floor for toe squat. Okay, so taking a moment to stretch out the bottoms of the feet. So we have this huge plane of connective tissue that runs the whole backside of the body, and it starts at the base of the toes. So if we're looking to open up the back body, in this case today our hamstrings, we want to start down at the bottoms of the feet. So give yourself a moment to let the plantar fascia, right, the connective tissue on the bottom of your foot, your muscles in the bottom of your feet to open up. Let your hands rest in your lap. Take 3 deep breaths. After every exhale, can you come to a still point in your mind? Good. For 1 more breath, can you step your knees a little further forward? Okay, so that's going to put a little extra stretch on the toes, a little extra stretch on the bottom of the feet. Should feel intense now if it wasn't before. Okay, we're going to walk our hands out. Okay, tuck your toes again for downward facing dog, and notice, does it feel like your heels more easily come down? Good. Lift the sitting bones up. 1 more breath here. Good. We're going to bend our knees. See the top of your mat. You can walk, run, or jump all the way up. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. On your exhale, deep fold. A little bigger Uttanasana this time. You might turn your forehead in towards your shins. Press your feet on an inhale, rise up. Good, maybe even lifting your chest towards the sky, Urdhva Hastasana with some extension. Hands to your heart as you exhale. Here we go, Surya Namaskar. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, deep fold, Uttanasana. Halfway lift, inhale. Floater step back, plank pose, then Chaturanga. Okay, inhale to your upward facing position, cobra or maybe upward facing dog. Okay, on your exhale, downward facing dog, lift your right leg. Open your right hip to the right, keep your legs straight, press your inner right heel towards the sky. Feel the adductors stretch inner thighs. Good. Step your right foot all the way through top of your mat, spin your left heel down. Open up for triangle pose, okay, facing left. Take a gaze up towards your top hand. Feel right hamstring lengthening. Feel right inner thigh lengthening. Tone your belly in. Okay, we're going to bend our right knee. Take your right hand inside of your right leg for side angle pose. Here, really press your arm into the knee. Press into your back heel, extend the length of your left side body. On your exhale, spin your hands to the floor. Okay, press palms. Can you step that right foot back and hover it for a one-legged plank? Lower to hover. Okay, inhale your upward facing pose. Knees could be on the ground for a cobra, or straighten those legs, lift the knees up, tuck your tail a lot, upward facing dog. Down dog on our exhale. Take your left leg up and back. Pin your outer right hip towards the back of your mat. Keep both inner thighs strong. Turn your left inner thigh open to the left. Keep your legs straight. Feel the inner thighs. Step your left foot forward, top of your mat. I'm going to switch. Take your left fingertips to the floor, maybe a block inside of your left foot, triangle pose. Really externally rotate your left thigh. Okay, so the inner left thigh moves forward, outer left thigh moves back. Lean into that leg for an adductor stretch. That's your inner thigh. Feel the crown of your head lengthen forward. Okay, bend your knees, side angle pose. You might widen your stance a little bit here, left knee over the ankle. Extend your top arm up and over. Press your left upper arm into the knee and vice versa. Scoop your left hip underneath you. Find a big opening in the left adductor, inner thigh. One more breath. Okay, turn your hands to the floor. Send your left leg back. Hover it in your plank pose, one-legged plank. Tone your core. Lower one-legged chaturanga. Okay, tuck your tailbone. Inhale. Pull your hands back towards the feet. Feel even the ankles, the tops of your feet stretch. Okay, exhale, downward facing dog. Stay one more breath here. Okay, we're going to lift our right leg up into the sky. You can open your right hip this time, bend your knee. Okay, even here you might lift up to the tippy toe of your left foot, ball ridge of the foot, turn the hip open. Okay, and on our exhale, square your hip. Step your right foot forward, top of your mat, drop your left knee. Okay, so we can't be all one-sided. We can't work only with the back body, so let's stretch out the left quad. We're going to bend our left knee, reach back. Okay. Flare the toes of your left foot while you pull the heel towards your glute. Great, tuck your tailbone down a lot. Lift up and out of your left hip. So try to lengthen the left low belly. Spine is even on both sides. If this is comfortable, your right arm could reach up. You could take some extension, pull your right heel towards your left knee, curl your heart to the sky, one more breath. Reach your right fingertips to the floor, let go of your left foot. Okay, now pick the left knee up off the ground. Walk your left foot in quite a bit. Square your hips forward for pyramid pose. Lengthen your spine forward. We're going to fold over right leg. The outer right hip is turning back. The left hip is turning forward. Keep opening your belly to the right side. Fold over right leg. Shrug your shoulders up away from your ears. Each inhale, lengthen your sternum bone forward. Each exhale, surrender. Okay, press down through your feet. On an inhale, we lift up. Okay, bring your hands to your heart. Step your left foot forward. Okay, lift your right knee into your chest. Grab your left hip with your left hand. Can you reach down for your right toe? Those of you with a strap, this is where you put a strap around your foot. Okay, we're gonna fire up the left inner thigh, press it to the floor. Extend your right leg forward. Okay, I'll open up your leg, right side. Good, let your outer right hip tuck down towards the earth. Okay, press through your toe, press through your heel. If you want to challenge your balance, you can look to the left. Try not to let your left hip turn forward. Take another breath. Okay, bring your right leg center. Okay, now fire the quad. Hold your foot up in space, straight out in front of you for 3, 2, 1. Good. Place your feet down top of your mat. On an inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, take it to your fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, tone the belly in, shrug your shoulders away from the ears. Okay, place your hands, you can step back or maybe jump back and then lower chaturanga. Inhale to your upward facing. Keep the tailbone anchored here, keep the belly toned. Okay, exhale, downward facing. Tuck your chin in towards your chest. 3 breaths. Notice how you're feeling this morning. Lift your left leg to the sky, bend your knee. Okay, turn your outer right hip back, and you can really open through the left hip. Lift the inner knee to the sky. You can lift up to the ball ridge of your right foot. Lift that heel high. Then square off your hips towards the floor. Step your left foot forward, top of your mat. Drop your right knee. Good, come on up. You're going to bend your right knee, reach back for your foot. Okay, so feel free to stay here. Okay, the right hip here has a tendency to drop. See if you can lift the right side of the pelvis up. Settle the left side of the pelvis down. So we're trying to square the pelvis over the floor. Okay, you're going to pull your right heel towards your glute. At the same time, push your foot into your hand. Keep that left hip dropping down. Maybe you're going to reach your left arm to the sky. Maybe you're going to take a little bit of a back bend. Keep hugging your inner thighs to the midline for balance. Keep your breath. Okay, slowly release your left hand, release your right foot. Touch your right toe to the floor, lift your right knee. Okay, step your right foot quite a bit more forward. The feet are about 3 feet apart, maybe a little more. Your right toes are going to angle in sharply, and then pivot your hips so they're square to the front of your mat. Extend your spine here, fold over left leg. Head, spin your inner right heel back, inner right thigh spins back, outer left thigh rotates back. Head, fold over the leg. You can let your forehead drop in towards your shin. Relax your jaw and go to your breath. Okay, press your feet to the floor. On an inhale, rise up. You can bring your hands all the way to your heart. Good. Step your right foot forward and root your right foot into the ground. Okay, so fire up through the inner right thigh and press all the way down to the earth. Lift your left knee. Reach down for your left big toe. So a huge part of the stability of this pose is the right leg. Hug that hip underneath you. Fire up the inner right thigh and press into the ground. Okay, extend your left leg. Now hug both inner thighs towards center. Lift in and up from your pelvic floor. Okay, start to open your left leg to the left as you're ready. Tuck your right sitting bone to the earth. Good. Use that left arm to pull the leg open. Turn the outer left hip to the floor. Maybe you're looking to the right. Okay, turn your gaze forward if you moved it. Bring your left leg into center. Hover your heel. Okay, so firing up your quad now. Don't lean back. Tall in your spine for 3, 2, 1. Good. Place both feet to the floor. Samasthitihi. Take a breath. On your inhale, reach the arms up. On your exhale, take a fold. On your inhale, lift up halfway. Okay, place your palms, step or jump back, plank pose. Good, lower down. Inhale to an up bend of your choice. Really feel the hands pull towards the feet, chest and heart pull forward. Okay, with our exhale, rolling over the heels, downward facing dog. Okay, right leg lifts up and back. Pull your right knee through, knee to nose. Hover your shin up off the floor for a moment, lower your shin. Pull it up. Okay, lower it to hover, pull it up. Lower it to hover, up one more time. Step your right foot all the way through, spin your left heel to the floor. Okay, and again, come on up. We're gonna take the same 2 poses we did last time, but add. Okay, so starting though with side angle pose, let's drop our right hand inside of the right knee. So some of us might be just repeating this pose for the second time. Really work to turn your chest to the sky. Others of you might be dropping the right arm underneath the thigh. We'll take a bind. Watch your right knee and make sure it's not folding to the midline. So press into the outer edge of your right foot. Push your right knee in the direction of your middle two toes. Tuck your right hip underneath you. Good. Lengthen your sternum bone to the front of your mat. Okay, now see if you can start to straighten your right leg so it becomes Trikonasana bind or triangle, bound triangle pose. Good, we're gonna bend that front knee. Okay, release the hands. Good, this time we're simply gonna press up. Okay, pivot on your feet. So turn to the other side. Left foot forward now, side angle pose. Okay, let the left fingertips touch the floor, top arm up. So some of us staying here in this unbound version of the pose, working to rotate your chest to the sky. Others of you are going to drop in for left side, bound, side angle pose. See that your left knee is in line with your middle toes. Rotate your chest to the sky. Lengthen your heart forward, breathe. Okay, you're going to slowly try to extend that left leg. Feel your left sitting bone lift up and back towards the sky. Can you still lengthen your sternum bone forward? Can you still turn your gaze upward? Good, rebend your knee. Okay, come out of your bind, spin your hands to the floor. Good, take a vinyasa. Let's meet in down dog. Okay, so those strong standing poses that get our legs going can get our heart rate up. So see if here, can you slow down your heart rate with deep exhales? Okay, we're going to lift our left leg up into the sky. Step your left foot forward, okay, top of your mat. Now we're going to turn our feet parallel. Okay, so spin so you're in a wide-legged forward fold. We're not going to stay for this pose long, but lengthen. Okay, with an exhale, fold, maybe 3 breaths. Okay, inhale, re-lengthen your spine. Okay, now we're gonna bend our left knee to Skandasana. So a deep squat on that left side, right toes lift. If it's hard to squat that deep in your knee, you can squat higher, maybe up here. If you're able to squat low, take a low squat. Okay, spend a moment here. All kinds of different Skandasana variations. You could reach an arm up. You could take stronger legs, maybe prayer hands. Anyway, let yourself play with it. Okay, and then press down into that left foot, maybe not using your hands. Shift over to the right side. Okay, your version of Skandasana pose. You can turn the chest open towards your left foot. You could fold. Okay, we're gonna go back to the left side. So if you can, maybe not using your hands, press into that right leg strong. Okay, sitting down here. Now, hope this explains well in a video. I'm gonna place my shin to the ground and sit. My right leg is straight out. My left knee is at 90 degrees to the side. I'm sitting inside of my left heel. If that's hard for your left knee, bring your foot into your thigh for Janu Shirshasana. Okay, other variation. Okay, from this pose, we're going to turn towards our right leg. And first, just take a fold over the right foot, or right shin. Feel like you can shrug your shoulders down your back, lengthen the crown of your head towards the top of your mat, top of your foot. Okay, on an inhale, sit up. Okay, here's where it gets big. We're going to take our right hand inside the right foot. Okay, your forearm can go to the floor. You can grab your foot. A second variation of this pose is that you can thread your right arm underneath your left thigh. Okay, your heel is there to grab. You can dip your shoulder inside of your thigh, and then left arm reaches up and over for your foot. Okay, press into your thigh with your right arm or right shoulder. Rotate your chest to the sky. Okay, one more breath. Okay, unthread your right arm out from wherever it is. Sit up. Okay, so here's where this is going to take some explaining over digital yoga teaching, so see if we can get this down. We're going to lift our left arm up into the sky. Press your left arm outside of your heel towards the back of your mat. Okay, now I'm going to press up. You're going to move that knee and see if you can step that left foot into a side plank. Got that? Good. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Lift your hips higher towards the sky if you can. Okay, now lift your top leg, should be your right. Okay, see if you can turn the right foot to the floor. You're rotating over towards a wild thing pose. Take a moment here. So you have your bottom hand down. See if you can take your right hand to your right thigh. One more breath, wild thing. Okay, come on out. Turn two hands to the floor. Right leg up into the sky in your down dog. Okay, one more little crazy bit of this sequence. Start to walk your hands back to your left foot. Okay, so standing splits pose, can you turn that right hip towards the floor? You could grab your left ankle or calf with your left hand, bow in. One more breath, lift from your inner right thigh. Okay, place your right foot to the floor. Take your feet together, let your knees bend wide on your mat, child's pose. I hope I held on to you guys with that crazy sequence. Let's try it on the other side. I'm going to turn around on my mat. Okay, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg. On an exhale, step your right foot forward. Okay, we're going to slip over into Skandasana on that right side and then place your right knee to the floor. I'm going to sit inside of my right heel. My legs are at 90 degrees, left leg straight forward. My right heel is tucked behind my butt, inner thigh towards the floor. And I'm going to turn my chest towards left leg. I'm going to extend forward over left side, so fold. Feel like the crown of your head lengthens towards the top of your foot each inhale. Okay, with our inhale, we're going to come up. So same position with the legs. I'm going to turn towards my bent knee side. Okay, so with my left leg forward, I'm either going to place my left hand inside of the shin. Okay, my palm is facing up, my forearm on the floor, and then reach top arm over. Okay, second variation. If you so choose, you're going to slide your left hand underneath your thigh. You might be able to grab your right heel. So now my shoulder's inside of my thigh. I'm going to take that top arm up and over. Your foot might be there. Okay, press your left shoulder to the inner left thigh or your left arm to the inner thigh. This pose is about rotating your rib cage towards the sky. Look up. Go to your breath. Okay, we're going to unwind this. Use your core muscles to come up. Okay, here comes our crazy transitions. Place your right hand to the floor outside of your right hip. Okay, we're going to press up, pull that right knee in, and then extend your right leg to meet the left. Side plank pose. Good. Fire the side belly. Lift your hips as high up off the ground as you can. Okay, and then float your left leg. Lift it up, up, up. Bend your left knee. Set it behind you. And turn your hips for wild thing pose. Tuck your tailbone a lot. Lift up and out of that right shoulder. If you like, you could try placing your left hand on your left thigh. Take one more breath. Slowly turn that left hand all the way down to the ground. Okay, three-legged dog. Take your left leg to the sky. And then slowly walk your hands back towards your right foot. Lift your inner left thighs, standing splits pose. Drive your right heel into the earth. Try to lift your inner left thigh higher than your outer left thigh. Do your best to square off your hips. Slowly place your left foot to the earth. Bring your feet together, back of your mat. Okay, open your knees wide. Come on down, child's pose. Okay, I wonder if you caught it. I finally remembered, but we missed something. So let's come back and finish it up on the other side. We're going to lift our left leg, okay, from a downward facing dog, and then shift forward. Pull your left knee to your nose. Okay, hover your shin just over the floor. Lift it up. Round your back, hover your shin. Lift it up. Okay, hover your shin. Good, lift it up. Let's set it back to downward facing dog. Okay, from here, we're gonna cross our ankles and float forward to a seat. Extend your right leg, and then set your left foot over the top of it. Continue to walk your left heel back so it's outside of the right hip. So left knee in Gomukhasana shape, knees stacked over the right, but right leg straight for this one. You might wiggle your sit bones back, lift and lengthen through the chest. Take a fold. Good. Can you lengthen your right sitting bone back while you push the right heel forward? Good. As you inhale, lift up. Okay, cross both ankles. Place your hands to the floor, step back, downward facing dog. Okay, same thing other side. Bend your knees, float forward to crossed ankles, extend your left leg. Okay, bring the right foot over the top and keep bringing it until your knees stack like Gomukhasana. So my right heel way outside of the left hip. Here, can you lengthen your sit bones back, lift up through the heart. Okay, with your exhale, we'll fold over left side. Now feel that left hip anchor down and feel your spine lengthen forward up and out of your waist. Maybe your chin can hook around your front knee, maybe your forehead making it all the way towards the earth or towards your shin. Okay, on an inhale, lift up. Okay, cross your ankles again, rock forward. This time, step back. Let's take a full vinyasa, lower. Find an upward facing pose. Good, down dog. So if you brought blocks to today's class, or if you have blocks handy, this would be a good place for your blocks either side of your mat. Okay, we're going to send our right leg up last time. Step your right foot forward. So we'll give variations on this pose anywhere from half splits. So my left knee's on the floor, left hip up over the knee. You can walk your right foot forward and lift the toes. So here's where blocks might come in handy. So maybe you're in a half splits. Okay, wanting to go deeper, anywhere between half splits and your full splits pose. Ways to work this are that if your right hip is up off the floor, you could place a block underneath it at any height. Turn your left hip down. Pull your outer right hip back. Good, so you're hugging your right femur bone back into the hip socket and you're pulling your left femur bone forward. So kind of scissoring the hips towards the midline to square your hips towards the front of your mat as much as you're able. Do anchor your tailbone. If you're comfortable in whatever position you're in, maybe your arms reach up. Okay, we're going to bring our hands down. If you have those blocks, it's kind of fun to use them here. Press your palms into the blocks or the floor. Okay, I'm going to tuck my back toes and lift that knee up. Okay, draw the belly in. See if you can pull this right leg back and through, downward facing dog. On an inhale, lift your left leg. Step your left foot through. Remember, we can take half split, so feel free to just drop your right knee to the floor. Lean over that left foot. Or you can take it further as you like, anywhere between a half and full splits. So you might even be, hips slightly off the floor. You can always place a block underneath your left thigh. It's a great way to go. Continue to pull your left femur bone back into the hip socket. Continue to roll, internally rotate your right thigh towards the floor. Okay, I'll let you play with this a couple breaths. At some point, see if you can find some amount of stillness in your pose. Okay, again, if you're using your blocks, it can be nice to press them underneath the hands. We're going to start to pull out. Tuck your right toes. Lift your right knee. See if you can engage your belly so much and press into those blocks that you can draw that left leg back. Okay, place your feet to the floor, down dog. Take a big breath. You guys did it. We're almost done. Okay, we're going to make our way forward to a seat. Come all the way to the earth. Take a moment to stretch your arms out to the sides. Let your knees fall together. Take a breath and notice how you feel. Notice your body. Okay, so we're gonna work balance. We've done a lot of back body openings, so I wanna finish with a little bit of front body work. Choices for you this morning, you could take a bridge pose. Okay, you could interlace your hands underneath and lift for bridge. Most of you are probably raring to go for Urdhva, word is totally escaping me. Wheel pose. So take a few breaths in your bridge. Or take a few breaths in your wheel. Urdhva Dhanurasana. Thank you, brain. Here we go. Root your inner thighs to the floor strongly in either pose. Take 3 more breaths. Slowly lower from whichever shape you took. Hug your knees into your chest. Okay, we're going to take one more back bend. You choose bridge pose, a little more mild. Maybe you want to go for it with another Urdhva Dhanurasana wheel pose. Okay, so as you're ready, place your hands, place your feet for your choice of pose. We'll come on up. Scoop your tailbone towards your knees, inner thighs pinned down towards the floor. Find your breath for 3 more full body breaths. Lower down as you're ready. Hug your knees into your chest. Okay, with your knees together up over the hips, we're going to let our knees drop to the right side. Okay, stretch your left arm out to the left. And you can look out over your left arm. And you did it, you guys. Thank you so much for coming this morning. I'm just feeling gratitude. We're not quite done yet. I'm just telling you I love you. Feel the spaces in between your ribs as you breathe. Okay, bring your knees to center. Roll them off to the left side. Knees go left. Gaze and right arm goes right. Good. Bring your knees to center. Okay, we're going to come up to a seated position. We just have a few more minutes, so let's take a moment of meditation and then I'll leave you guys to rest. If you're not feeling like sitting up, of course you could take Shavasana now. But we'll come up to a comfortable seat. Let your hands rest in your lap. A way that I'll commonly rest my hands is my left palm on the bottom facing up, and then I'll set my the back of my right hand into the left palm and connect my thumbs and just let that sit at the waist. Let your sitting bones root into your block. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. Relax your jaw joint and start to notice your breath in the nostrils. Notice if you can hear sounds around you. And just notice that subtle sensation of breath in your nose, breath in the nostrils. Follow it up into the back of the nostrils, where the two streams of air become one. And then follow your breath back out the nose. It's so important right now that we allow ourselves these moments of total stillness, these moments to pause. And these moments to just let all of our thoughts, our body, and our mind settle. And to feel our connection to one another, to know that even though we're not physically together, we're all here together and in this together. Continue to let your body become more and more still and let your breath focus at the back of the nostrils. Feel free to stay and take a longer meditation. Once your meditation is complete, I recommend you lie down for Shavasana and take a long rest. Thanks for joining me for this strong vinyasa practice this morning. I had a lot of fun. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. We have new classes coming out each week. These classes are free, of course. If you feel so moved and want to make a donation, you can to at Soul Shape Yoga on Venmo. But again, that's not required. Thanks again for joining me. I hope to see you again soon. Namaste.